Hello everyone, this is Katya from Pacifica with Love. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. But today my husband and I are actually not in Pacifica, but we are on a short trip visiting Yosemite area, Bass Lake and Pine Mountain Lake. Those are beautiful places and are all part of Sierra National Forest. And today we have arrived to Yosemite National Monument and are going to visit Mariposa Sequoia Grove. Sequoias are the biggest trees on the earth, and they are longest living. They could live over 2,000 or even 3,000 years. And that grove should be very interesting, and I'm going to show you, take you with me on this tour of big sequoias, of these giants, and I hope you will enjoy. As you see, we're on this trail, which is about 2 miles long. So the park provides a lot of interesting information about how big sequoias survive for so long. And one of the important things is that they need a lot of water. Big sequoias consume several gallons of water a day, and most of this water comes from either the snowmelt or from the wetlands below the ground.
I think that's why the creek didn't show up.
So I'm trying to show you how high those sequoias are. You can see that they're covering the sun, so that's why it's not hot here. Very nice and cool. On this trail, you will see both old and young sequoias, and young are obviously thinner and not as tall. In general, sequoias could reach up to 300 feet length, but not all trees are successful in growing so big and tall and old. That is a combination of various factors: nutrition, geographical location, space around them, access to sun and water that will allow certain sequoias to reach their full potential and maturity. Here you can see a very large trunk of a sequoia that apparently fell down, maybe as a result of the fire. There is fires in Yosemite that happen a lot. Sequoias can sustain fires, but they are not invincible. So really huge fires or soil erosion could account for the damage to sequoias and their roots, as well as in the beginning of the settlements of humans here. There was also a lot of damage done. For example, that humans will carve through the trunks of the trees to allow for the passageway, and that also disrupted the root structure and eventually caused damage to the entire tree. So this giant tree, a fallen tree, is called fallen monarch. It has been here for a very long time. It's unknown why it fell, but it has been around like this for centuries and may continue being here for a few more centuries before it gets decomposed, because the natural compounds called tannins protect the tree and its trunk from decomposing. John is catching. There's a lot of inspiration here. By the way, Yosemite has walking tours inside the park, and some of them are for photographers. And a famous California photographer, Ansel Adams, has been inspired by Yosemite. So some of these photographers are taken to the same routes and trails where he walked, and which inspired him for his creative work, showing you the top of the tree. Oh, and there is a little ground squirrel here. She's digging a little hole. So, why do sequoias survive for so long? One of the reasons is they are protected by their fibrous bark. And that bark has many, many layers. So every year a new layer of a bark grows. And even if the outer layers are damaged by the fire or other natural disasters and causes, the inner layers survive, and that's what keeps the tree from dying. So we are continuing on the Mariposa Grove Trail, and one thing that should be noted is that people settled here in the Yosemite area from time immemorial. However, after the first Europeans arrived here, and especially after 1800s, people unfortunately caused a lot of damage to this park, to this area, because there were a lot of shepherds, gold miners, and then U.S. Army cavalry that used this area just for transit and transportation. So they set up roads and even automobile roads that, of course, interfered with the natural habitat and the whole ecosystem here. So right now, a lot of this in the effort of restoring the ecosystem here, a lot of those roads were turned back into trails. These three, actually 4 trees, have a very funny name. It's called a bachelor and the 3 graces. And the 3 graces look very elegant and gracious and thin, and the bachelor looks quite solid and strong. That's another view of the bachelor and 3 graces. So how do sequoias come into being, and how do they keep disseminating and multiplying? This actually is based on a natural process. When the cones of sequoia cones are being scattered away from the tree in the process of natural process carried by the wind, as well as through the fires. Fires are bad for humans, but they're necessary for big sequoias. And after that, the squirrels that we've seen, it's a special type of ground squirrel called Douglas squirrel or chicory. So these squirrels would eat through the the cone and open it up, and that's how the seeds are being extracted from the cone and then disseminated, and that's how the new young sequoia appear.
So you make a lot of seeds.
And now we are approaching one of the most notable trees in Mariposa Grove. It's called Grizzly Giant. The tree is 209 feet tall, and the diameter is about 28 feet. And at the base, the circumference of the base is 96 feet. This tree has, as you see, endured a lot of fires, because you see there's black bark all around, but it's still standing strong. And normally fires in the Sequoia Grove occur every 5 to 20 years. As I mentioned before, they are essential for the Sequoia Grove survival. You can also see one of the branches here. It's huge. It's like one of the other trees' trunks. It's about 2 feet in diameter. Huge. That's the other side of the giant, of the grizzly giant. This is one of the important members of this ecosystem.
Yeah, sure.
Douglas squirrel.
No, this one's like 20.
Now we're approaching a tree that I've always wanted to see. It's called California tunnel tree. I actually didn't realize that it was here in Mariposa Grove. So you will see in the trunk of the tree there is a tunnel. And I think it's one of the kind of iconic pictures of California. People are being photographed there. Now you can see this tree and a tunnel that goes through the trunk. It's interesting that the tree is still standing despite the big hole in its trunk at the foundation. This was carved by humans in 1895 in order to give the cars a passageway, which of course was not a good thing to do. However, thankfully the tree survived, and as you see, there is a new growth of the bark, especially up above, and the tree is trying to close on this wound, basically. I am now walking through this big tunnel in the tree. Quite impressive. So that's from the other side. So on that, I would like to finish my video of Mariposa Grove in Yosemite. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I also hope that if you live in California or visit California, that you will have an opportunity to visit this beautiful and very unique place yourself. If you like this video, please support me with a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos on Pacifica, Half Moon Bay, Bay Area, and beyond.